Okay, it's time for deck number 2. So this is a 9th edition Magic the Gathering deck, and it has the life counter on top of the deck box, which is really cool. So, and what deck is this? Oh, ooh, this is a real treat to show you guys. This is one of my best decks, and then it comes with a life counter as well. Focus, you fucking camera. So Ravnica life counter. There we go, that was focused. Yeah, I just throw my shit like that. The sleeves are pretty old on here. I didn't change the sleeves anytime soon, but this is one of my favorite type of decks to play, blue-white control. This is my blue-white control extended. Okay, I'll show you guys. This is focus. Focus. There we go. This is my that blue-white extended. Okay. Decree of Justice, a forecasting double X card. That's a sorcery. You may pay X twice and put X amount of 4/4 white angels creatures tokens into play. Basically, if let's say you want just one 4/4, you'd have to pay 2 white, 2 colorless, and then you have to pay X twice. But I actually don't use this card for its first ability. I like its second ability more because it's cycling. You may pay just 3 mana and then pay X. Pay 1 white, 2 colorless. And what this does is when you cycle it, cycling is when you discard a card from your hand. You discard the card that has cycling from your hand and then you draw a card. Or sometimes there's cards with plain cycling where you discard the card and you may search your deck for a land, whatever the cycling is. If it's plain cycling, you have to search for plains. If it's mountain cycling, search for a mountain, stuff like that. But anyway, what this card does is I would use this card at the end of someone's turn whenever they would tap out, and then I would cycle. I would have a shit ton of mana, and then I would cycle for 3 and then pay X. And when you pay X, what it does is you may put X amount of 1/1 white soldier tokens into play. So let's say I have no creatures and I have 10 mana. I can pay 3 mana at the end of their turn, then pay X, and then I get 7 1/1 white soldier tokens. And since I did it at the end of their turn, the next turn I can attack with them. So I use this card a lot. This is actually one of the kill condition cards. What's great about cycling too is it can't be countered. Well, actually the ability can be stasis. There's a couple counters that can stop it, but for the most part it can't be countered. It's Hollow Fountain. This is white-blue Ravnica dual land. Absorb, counter target spell, you gain 3 life. Adokar Waste. This is the 9th edition one. I had the actual Apocalypse black bordered ones, but I lost them. I had to rebuy these fucking white bordered ones. Counter target spell, untap target 4 lands, another counter spell. Chroma's Vengeance, destroy all artifacts, creatures, or enchantments, and this has cycling for 3, so you can discard this card and then draw a card, like I said before. More fetch lands. The original counter spell, this is 7th edition one. Mono League, you can't build a counter deck without Mono League. I'm sorry, you need Mono Leagues in your deck. I recommend a Mono League in every single counter spell deck, no matter what. Or at least have it in your sideboard. So, Ravnica land. I really like Ravnica's land set. I think they look really nice. This is I think this is Korean Absorb. Something like that, Korean. I bought a couple packs of Korean and I got that. My friend was pretty pissed off too. Oh, I love this card. Wing Shards. Target player sacrifices an attacking creature and has Storm. What Storm is, when you play this spell, you may copy the spell for each spell that was played before it. So like, let's say a counter spell war was going on, someone played 3 counter spells and then they attacked. I can play this card, and if they're attacking with 4 creatures, they would have to sacrifice all 4 attacking creatures. And it only costs 3 mana, and it's an instant. It really fucks people over. The only time this card really sucks is if you're playing against like an elf deck or someone who has tokens. They're just going to sacrifice tokens, and you're going to be like, whatever, you know. But the thing about Storm is, you may counter 1 Storm spell, but it's still considered a spell, so you can't counter the other ones. It's not like an ability on the stack. You'd have to counter every single storm spell on the stack. So that's really cool. More land. Pulse of the Fields, 3 casting instant, you gain 4 life, then if your opponent has more life than you, return Pulse of the Fields in your hand. So basically, someone is beating you down and you're about to lose, you can pay 3 life, pay 3 mana, gain 4 life, and if they have more life than you, return it to your hand and just annoy the hell out of them because they can't kill you. It's funny because if you're going against a burn deck, people will actually burn themselves so that they can get rid of your card. So let's say I was at 12 and then my opponent was at 17. I played Pulse of the Field. In response, he would burn himself, so he would be at like 14 or something, and then once Pulse of the Field resolves and I'd be higher life than him, it would get discarded. It's funny how that works. More Decree of Justice, Hallowed Fountains, more Decree, more Hallowed Fountains, more land, more fucking land. Eternal Dragon, another kill condition for this deck. 7 casting, 5/5 flyer, that when you pay 5 mana, you can return it from your graveyard. You can only play this during your upkeep though. This is also going to be used for mana acceleration because it's 2 colorless to plane cycle, which means, like I said, discard this card, search for planes, and put it in your hand. So what I would do with this card is same thing as the Decree, cycle at the end of somebody's turn or in response to something. And just in case my Decree of Justices didn't work out, I can always return him and then play him the next turn. And he pretty much doesn't go away unless you remove him from the game. Oops. Pulse of the Fields, Chroma's Vengeance. I had a Chroma in here, but I took her out. Let's see. Rewinds, Counterspell. This deck was... My friends hate this deck. I pretty much just reset the board, counter their shit, reset the board. It's really annoying for them. Wrath of God. Unfortunately, this is 8th edition Wrath of God. I had a foiled one, but I traded it. And I also had revised ones, but those were stolen from me. Another Absorb, Fetch Land, Wrath of God. Wrath of God. I think that's pretty much all the type of cards in here. Basically, what I did with this deck was counter their stuff. Like I said before, counter stuff, reset the board. I would stall the game out, just destroying everything, countering everything. Oh, is it Chinese? Another Absorb. No, it's Korean? I don't know. Whatever. I can't read Moon Runes. Reset the board, and then counter their stuff, like I said, and just keep fucking with them. And then once I had a reliable mana source and they tapped out, create 1/1 white soldier tokens, bring back the Eternal Dragon, and then just stomp them. Unfortunately, the funny thing is, actually, I killed more people just by drawing their entire deck out because they couldn't play anything. They would just die from not having cards in their deck. They would draw and lose all their cards. So, nice black sleeves, original. That's how you play professionally in MTG. Black sleeves all the way. I'll show you guys the deck box one more time. The Ravnica life counter. Sorry about my shitty ass camera. Same with the other one. This counts to 30 life. And Decree. Oh, so yeah, sorry. 9th edition deck box. Alright, that's deck number 2, and next video I will show deck number 3.